Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai. Regional security outfits in Nigeria, the positive and negative implications. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigerian. I am Daniel Atai. We'll take a short break. Don't go away. Please stay tuned.
The issue here we have to begin to look at is that at the time of independence, I don't know if there was a trajectory to where we are going to.
How could it be that credible, free and fair under manual conduct of election?
That is where our problem lies, and that is why people are now saying that, advising that we should move, that the world has gone into digital. We should move from the manual to the digital.
We cannot keep doing same thing and expecting a different result.
The only way you create jobs from your ministry is that you have to encourage local content.
If you look at the profile of Sally Mama,
there is a caveat in this leave given to him. He should seek medical help if he is fine.
Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I have an authority in the studio that will do justice to this topic on discussion, the regional security outfit in the country. AIG Inalego Wilson retired. And before I introduce him to the camera, let me give you his background experience. AIG Inalego Wilson retired, was enlisted into the force as cadet ASP on February 1st, 1986. He served variously as Divisional Traffic Officer, Divisional Crime Officer, Divisional Police Officer at various places, including Plateau State, Niger, and Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. He served at State Criminal Investigation Department, Jos, Training Officer and Advanced Training Wing of the Police College, Kaduna, from 1992 to 1996. Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Operations, FCT Police Command, Deputy Commissioner of Police, VIP Presidential Movement, State House, Abuja, CP FCT Command, Commandant Police College, Kaduna, CP Counter-Terrorism Unit, Force Headquarters, Abuja, CP Ekiti State, CP Kogi State, Director Central Planning and Training Unit, Police State College, Jos, AIG Zone 9 Police Headquarters, Umahia. He has international experience as member United Nations Transition Assistance Group, Namibia, 1989-1990. Member United Nations Integrated Office in Sierra Leone, 2004 to 2007. Member International Association of Chiefs of Police, IACP, among other professional bodies. So we are up to an authority that will discuss this particular topic. AIG Inalego Wilson, welcome to Spectacle.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine. Good afternoon.
How has it been? Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to all our viewers.
All right. Before we go into the preamble, sir, the issue of various security outfits, regional security outfits in the country right now. Of course, you know about the Amatekun, the Shege Kafasa. Now the southeastern part are trying to roll out their own. The Middle Belt region of the country is also planning to bring out another security outfit. What are the pros and the cons or the implications, whether positive or negative, of this before we take the preamble, sir?
Thank you very much. Indeed,
There are security challenges, starting from insurgency in the northeast, banditry, kidnapping in the northwest, headers, farmers' clash in central Nigeria, and of course cases of kidnap, bank robbery in the southwest, and in the southeast, of course, you have kidnapping and robbery, and just like that. So when you have situations like this, such can cause fear and panic among the populace. And the duty of government is to protect life and property. So therefore, understandably, their excellencies in the various states have started to come up with different security outfits to address these security concerns. It's good to address them, but is the approach organized enough? Does it engender or enhance national cohesion? Does it encourage national unity? Does it bring us together? Because we are talking about Nigeria being one country. And for today, state police, in whatever shape or form, has not yet been adopted as the policy to be adopted in Nigeria. And so when every state begins to have different outfits, there need to be I should say, an organized approach. Let me give you an example. In 2007, we had what we call the G6 in the FCT. The G6 was a security model where we had all the states contiguous to the FCT. Nasarawa State, Kogi State, Kaduna State, Niger State, and Benue opted to join. So the FCT and 5 other states. And their excellencies were coming out. Now, why that was largely successful, more than, I could describe that as successful because it worked along the line of existing security arrangements, security structure. You had the governors of these 5 states and the Honorable Minister FCT coming together to form this outfit. It was meant to enhance the performance of existing security agencies. And so we were meeting in the FCT. You had people, the Commissioner of Police, Benue and the other states, the Director of DSS, the security advisors to the excellencies in charge security, and even the military were also coming. And now we looked at the security challenges within the G6 states. We say, look, when people travel, they get attacked on the highways. What do? We came with that model. After we came with it, what did we again do? We looked at the coverage. We sectorized the routes. And their excellencies provided vehicles, provided other logistics, fuel, maintenance of those vehicles, and allowances for the personnel. And so, if you had all the states within the G6 at that time was properly covered, in addition to local law enforcement duties, that was organized. That was along the line. And so those ones could go around, carry their weapon, gather intelligence. In fact, we involved the judiciary as well. In one of our meetings, we had the CGs of the states, so that we looked at prosecution. Generally, we look at administration of justice.
Well,
what I'm trying to say, that is structured. And let me give you an example. In 2017, I was CP briefly in Ekiti State. And we had a regional meeting of the governors. And there was this idea of having there is nothing wrong in states that are contiguous having a security arrangement. Because why do we do that? When hoodlums escape from one state, they go to the other state. When you have this arrangement, you have cooperation and coordination.
Talking about the conventional or
the
unconventional.
The conventional. I'm telling you how we try to do it. So I was the then governor, His Excellency Ayo Fayoshe, invited me as CP Ekiti to do a short presentation to the governors of the Southwest. And we talked about a kind of security collaboration. Now, when you follow the conventional route, it makes things clearer. It removes tribalism. It removes other colorations that some people may read into it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's having regional arrangement is not bad, but having them independent of the conventional security system or architecture introduces elements you cannot control. That is, there are advantages because, but when you have them outside, wearing uniforms, but the government is smart, the federal government. You know what they've done? The Police Act, I think Section 50, 2004, made an arrangement for special constabulary. Now, these special constabulary are support. We used to call them Friday police. You are too young to know them. But in those days, on Fridays, you have these individuals come to the police station and they wear police uniform. Shell still has them. If you go to the Nigeria Security Printing and Minting, you still have the special constabulary. What do they do? Because of the obvious difficulty with staffing, those numbers expand police reach. And so you have this special constabulary, we call them spy. Even the banks have them. WAEC has them. Now, they are giving 8-week training in the various police colleges. Now, it is easier to bring them under control, under supervision, under regular monitoring and mentoring.
All right. AIG Wason, I was going to ask whether the regional police or regional security outfits, yes, the unconventional ones, could provide unity of the country. But before you answer that, let's take a short break with the report, the background preamble, so that you will still get more insight of the discussion, and that is why you are here.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is still spectacle. We'll take the report of the background preamble about regional security outfits in the country, the implications, whether positive or negative. Enjoy it. The creation of regional security outfits due to rising insecurity in the country could become a challenge to the government and people of Nigeria if not properly managed. Though the magnitude of the wanton insecurity in the country has exceeded the coping capacity of the conventional security outfit in Nigeria. Nigeria is a federal state, and the federal government has always found the idea of decentralized policing and security activities scary. This may be connected with the post-Civil War mentality where the federal government would ensure the absence of coercive instrument of state do not get into the hands of people with centrifugal tendencies. However, insurgency, harassment, crisis, banditry, and other forms of criminality has rendered these fears unnecessary and infinitesimal at this time. There is the need to examine the constitutional and legal provisions for security of lives and properties in Nigeria that, contrary to the widely held belief that policing and security is the exclusive preserve of the federal government, there are provisions within the Constitution and other laws that could enable regional security outfits to operate lawfully in Nigeria, but to what extent? For these unconventional security outfits to operate effectively, it requires a measure of cooperation with the FG or central government in view of the fact that arms and ammunition, which constitutes the major weapon used in security operations, is within the exclusive legislative list of the federal government. Also, the fact that this cooperation is required does not make the establishment of security outfit by the states unlawful, except otherwise being abused or awkwardly being operated to serve selfish politicians in such region. In view of the enabling laws, the devolution of powers for the establishment of regional security outfit is inherent within the Constitution. Nevertheless, we have to look into the fact that what is legal may not be right, and what is right may not be legal. So, what then? Should we legalize the use of arms in the country for self-defense, as clamored by some quarter, or we operate regional guards like we have a number of them, like the Amotekun in the southwest region, the Operation Shege Kafasa in the far north? Rumors also have it that the southeast and the middle belt are about to roll out their regional security outfits. Is it a situation of federalism, regionalism, or state policing? What possible solutions could this bring, and what adverse effects in the long term should we anticipate? These are what we'll be looking at on Spectacle today. Welcome back. This is still Spectacle, and we are discussing regional security alongside with patriotism. And in a legal way, saying AIG retired is in the studio to do justice to it. Of course, he is an authority in this topic. And like I said, I was trying to ask you before we went on that preamble report whether this security outfit, namely Amotekun, Shege Kafaya, and the proposed one or ones coming from the southeast, perhaps the south will give their own name soon, and the middle belt, could it unite the country effectively at the same time dealing with insecurity problem in the nation?
I talked about things that will bring us together. I don't want to go into history, but I know we used to have NA police and other regional provincial police forces.
These are conventional ones.
Yes.
What about the unconventional?
Just a moment.
Okay.
That came together, and later on, nobody has been able to quite talk on the topic that how did all this become just Nigeria police and you don't have anyone? So the point I'm trying to make, therefore, is it's good you are taking steps to secure your people. But how do people look at it? How do people look at it? How is it going to be viewed? Because if you are talking of them that's been formed in the southeast, who is behind it? We already have this guy called Nnamdi Kanu, who is talking of IPOB and the rest of that. And so you begin to, there will be apprehension. in as much as you don't solve a problem by creating another one. My advice, therefore, work along the existing conventional security arrangements.
Okay.
If you do that, you can achieve a safe and secure society.
Okay.
I told you about the G6. It made recorded monumental achievements. Now, while the agitation for state police continue, since the Constitution says there shall be a police force for Nigeria, and no other police force shall exist in any part thereof. So what I want to say is, when we begin to form this regional and all that, I don't think it will help. But rather, I encourage that you bring the various security, law enforcement, and other security agencies within your region, just like we have them along the model of the G6. I was coordinating the technical coordinator for the G6, and it was effective. If your intention is to create a secure atmosphere for your people, that can be done. And again, if you must take advantage of the special constabulary. Section 50 of the 2004 Police Act, and I think in May, the IG gave effect to that by the launching of community policing.
Good.
With special constabulary as a major component.
Whether any name they bear or not.
Yeah. So
it is known as
special.
Police.
Yes, special constabulary. Community special constabulary.
Constabulary.
Yeah, special constabulary. Okay. That is, they are like support. You know, the advantage of that. That means, if I am governor of state A, what can I do? The federal government say, look, we can, for FCT, they say, look, we can train, is it 94 or 84 or something? They gave a number. That number may not be sufficient, but you can train up to 2,000 plus.
Who does the training?
They do various police colleges.
Train this unconventional?
No, they are special constabulary. They are people who are doing their regular work.
Okay, for instance, let me ask this question. Amotekun, for instance.
Yes.
Who trained them?
Yeah, that is a problem. Because Amotekun is like an independent security outfit for the Southwest. And then the Shaka Tafa, the one you mentioned.
Shege Kafasa.
And then you talk about the one that is being planned for the
Southeast.
For the Middle Belt and the Southeast. We cannot begin to fragment our security arrangements like that. And because the advantages, the disadvantages far outweigh the advantages. If you walk along the conventional security arrangement, you talk about even record, peer review. It's easier for the Commissioner of Police in Ekiti to relate with the Commissioner of Police Osun State, to relate with the Commissioner of Police Oyo State, relate with Commissioner of Police Lagos State, Ekiti State, Ondo State. That collaboration is there. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Now, when you bring this, they have a different control. You could say, oh, the person controlling it is a retired police commissioner, is a retired AIG, is a retired colonel. It's still different.
Their training,
yes,
their emotional training,
exactly,
their physical training,
yes,
their technical training.
So what is
handled by the governors or by who?
That arrangement, I'm not fully versed in the operation of, for example, Amotekun. I'm not fully versed. But the point I'm trying to make is that the special constabulary, if, for example, in your local government, you have 200 police or 100 police officers, the regular police officers, the conventional police officers. Now, you say, look, in this local government, we have high incidence of crime. Let us, the government has said, okay, states, you can have 2,000, you can have 3,000. But federal government, I will train this number. State government, use your resources to train the rest. And to be trained in the colleges, to be given police uniform. Only that their alphabets, their number, numerals, will not be the same. But if you see them, they are like regular police.
For the sake of control.
Yes, so for the sake of discipline, administration.
Yeah.
So for discipline, for conduct, for many things.
Respect to human rights.
Right. It's easier than to have them because your political opponents, other people can read meanings into them.
They could even be victimized.
Yes. And look at, I think last time there were several reports of clashes within Oyo and all. Not that they don't have clash with police, but why don't you bring it under the control of the Nigeria police? Okay. Working as the security agency with primacy on internal security. While your agitation for state police, while you continue until such a time that the state police will be done, will be approved, and then it becomes a national policy. Every country evolves, every society, every community. But when I came to this studio the last time, I talked about managing crime. Managing serious violent crimes and other crimes like misdemeanor.
All right. Before you go to that, AIG sir, statistically, the number of the conventional Nigerian police that we have is tagged about little over 600,000 personnel. Compared to the over 200 million populace that we have in the country. Could you say that it is why the insecurity crisis continue to linger and then people, regional government decides to, bring out regional securities?
When I exited the force 1 year plus ago, I know that the strength of the Nigerian police was about 300 and something.
Now we have over 600,000.
Well, I'm just telling you
okay.
Yeah, I'm no longer there. I'm not privy to those records.
Yes.
But managing crime is about strategy. It's about having the right skill.
Not number.
Yes, number is good, but technology. These things help crime. And I always, there is something that we miss. I have been a police advisor and a police mentor during my international duty with the United Nations. Let me say something. There are things, first of all, when you enhance the operation of the Special Constabulary, what you succeed in doing is embedding the police in the various communities. And when you do that, you begin to get their trust and confidence. Policing is basically about skill and strategy.
Skill and
strategy.
And strategies.
And I tell you one thing, the governors, local government chairman, and the president, there is a lot that can be done. There are tools. Are those tools being effectively utilized? The local government security subcommittee, the village security committee, the state security committee. The state security committee is meeting regularly or when there is an incident.
Apart from the meeting, let me put forth to you. Apart from the meetings, in most of the local governments, the areas, especially the ward levels, virtually the presence of police posts are absent. We only have local vigilantes mounting and taking care of crimes in most villages. Is it a shortfall of the number of policemen that lead to that?
Of course, there's a lot of turnover in the place. Retirements, dismissals, death in the line of duty, and the replacements are not that fast. They cannot catch up because policing is not like Boy Scout or like Sunday school. You just go on Sunday, you go to the church, you put some people, and they are controlling traffic. This involves skill. Yeah. But the point I want you to let me make that point.
All right, go ahead.
We have village posts. We have those in the villages, those in the districts. Now, if they are not holding security meeting, if the village head, if the Eze, if the Oba, if the Dekechi, the Hakimi, if they are not meeting their populace, meet in the chief's palace, what is that crime that is bothering us in this community? Oh, we just had a new group. They've just come to settle in our group. These groups stay in the bush. They only come to our market. And when they come to our market, they don't even pray. They say they need a special sand to pray. That's a warning sign. Now, if the State Security Council is not meeting, if the Local Government Security Committee is not meeting, this information from the village, where do you pass it to? How does it get analyzed? From the state, you pass it to the headquarters. It goes to NSA. NSA has an analysis team. I was also for analysis. And the state should have them. When you take some of these steps, crime in your state, in your local government, will reduce without one gun being fired. Every crime, they say every politics is local. Every crime is also local. It's not about, it's good we have APCs. If we go
as local as domesticated, yes, or as local as
if, for example, insurgency, it doesn't just grow. Some people gather and they begin to have different ideology. They live among us. Are there early warning signs? When they are picked up, what do we do with them? In that community, if they are meeting, they say, this man say, he's a manager in filling station in Lagos. He came home last week, he brought vehicle. It is something that should be documented in the at the Local Government Security Committee. They say, one young guy is doing very well in our community. He came, he said, he's a manager of a filling station in Lagos or in Port Harcourt. Right. And so what I'm trying to say, once you begin to hold these small meetings at the local government level, at the village level, from then to the state, and they are passed on and they are analyzed, you begin to pick early warning signal. Because another local government will report the same. Say, this thing is forming a pattern. You begin to deal with it. You don't allow it to fester for so long.
It's on the issue of dealing with it. Perhaps the reason why most regional geopolitical regions like the Southwest, the Southeast, the South-South, the North Central, the Northwest, and the Northeast are beginning to form different security outfits right now. What what would you advise the federal government and these various regions to do in order to keep the freedom, the progress, and the unity of this country? Rising from this security.
I would say that there should be some a lot of focus on this special constabulary. The state governments, through the advisors.
No, this regional now.
Regional, yes, the regional governments. Through what they need to do is this: work alongside the conventional security arrangements.
Okay.
Now, there are special advisors on security to work with the conventional system. Some of these people recruited every community. They don't need to wear uniform. They don't need to carry gun. They don't need to display. What is, for me, what is mostly needed, embed these individuals, call them layers. I think we used to have something like that in the FCT. And this money you are paying them, they are in communities. That man selling food. Some of them are selling card. Some of them are selling food. All these people who come from bush buy large quantity of food. It gets they get reported, and then they get passed on, and you get these people before the crime is committed. But because of regional cohesion, of national cohesion, coming together, they can still have their regional security arrangement of cooperation and coordination. But let them work with their various commissioners of police. And then if they will have all these people,
some states, even passed it into law.
Yes.
Like in the Southwest, the various states that made up the Southwest, they passed it into law at their state assemblies.
I know.
And then once it becomes a law, it can go ahead in those. Could we say that this practice is regionalism in disguise or true federalism in disguise? I don't know what to tag it at. And the possible negative implication which you just said because of their unconventional nature of training. So what would you advise? What would you advise the FG to do now, or the regional state to do in this kind of situation?
You see, there is nothing wrong.
Okay.
In collaboration. There is nothing wrong in cooperation. I don't know the depth of training these regional security outfits have. I hope you understand. But the point I'm trying to make, such cooperation, they are welcome. But my advice would be is structure them along the existing arrangements to prevent it going out of hand.
Okay.
You can create it. You can arm them. After all, traffic control is on concurrent lists. We have VIOs, we have LASMA, we have the FCT road traffic services. Is that not? They are working, and they work in collaboration with the police, road safety, and other security agencies. We have them. But what I am talking about is, in managing crime, it's a little bit complex.
Okay.
Because it could ignite. Some people might say, oh, these people, because we are not from this state, they are always coming to attack our places. But they can still achieve the same thing, but under the special constabulary.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
All right.
Those who are qualified, the police will screen them.
So the southeastern partner could go ahead and establish their regional security.
No.
Or the middle belt could go ahead.
I have never implied that.
But already we have one in the southwest.
What I'm saying is to legitimize it. Since the Police Act provides for special constabulary, let their excellencies, the governors, fund this neighborhood watch or special constabulary.
Okay.
Embed them in the various communities and in the various
This
towns.
special constabulary that you are talking about, could you elaborate a little on it?
Now, I explained that under, I think under section 50 of the Police Act, Laws of the Federation 2004, I think section 50.
We have 8 more minutes, so we can make use of it.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Now, made provision for the creation, for activation of community policing, using the instrument of special constabulary.
In the Act.
In the Act. That's legal. Now, the federal government in the training, if I may remember,
so
now
in May
2020, May 2020, the IG launched the community policing and the special constabulary. And the federal government, I'm told, said, look, we can train this number per state, FCT and 36 states. But state governments can train this individual, the others. That means if I am state A, I want 3,000. I will take them to the police. The police will screen them, document them, have their biometrics, photographs, and the rest. Proper record is kept. Send them to the various police colleges. I think they say they are trained for 8 weeks. And then they are given police uniform with different numerals. Where the police numeral, theirs may be like 3 or 2. I hope you understand.
Yes.
Now, they are now operating within the police arrangement. Now, when you have that, it makes order. So, nobody from Benue going to Oyo will say some people in red dress arrested him because they say he is not from there. You are now seeing police only when you are told, you know, this guy is not it's not a full police officer, but he's given those limited power, and he has his own limitations.
Yes.
But he operates under a system. That means the state government can train 3,000 in the various colleges. I said, okay, I have 20 local government areas. I divide these 3,000. Among them, some are in plain dress, gathering information. In that way, then that does not prevent regional collaboration.
Okay.
Now, when you have you want to now have like the G6 that we had in the FCT, what do? You now come and bring them under that umbrella, the commissioners of police, the director, state services, maybe civil defense, road safety. You bring them, and then you now begin to meet the regional arrangement, and everyone begin to give a report of crime, and then come with common strategy, and then they will incorporate this special constabulary, assign them roles to perform. In that way, every community, every village is covered because you have the special police there. In that way, you remove this tag of tribal, religious, and the rest of it. But you can do that until the government, there is a general consensus, maybe when they are amending the constitution. Okay. They now say, we can now go on state police. But this is a gift. I want them to see it as a gift.
Okay.
And they can utilize it. Okay. If their aim in forming this security office is to manage crime, then they shouldn't have any problem.
Okay.
They should key into the federal government approved arrangement of special constabulary.
Yeah.
And I told you that today, if you go to Nigeria Security and Printing, the special constables are there. If you go to Shell, if you go to WAEC,
So
and
it is legal so long as they work within the confines of
Yes.
the act that established
So
the police force.
yeah, in those days, what we used to do, every community will come and say, "Look, we are having too many crimes, too much crime."
Because the number of policemen
Yeah.
are actually
So,
few, like
we
I
want
said,
to- we want
and the
to-
technology also
we
are
want to,
few.
I want to form vigilante. You say, okay, we want to form a neighborhood watch. Let us see the list. They will screen the people so that people with criminal records don't get recruited, understand the system, and unleash mayhem on the same community they are employed to protect.
This general belief that, of course, not a belief, is a norm by the headsmen, especially the Mieti Allah category that moves heads from state to state. Some of them trespass into people's farmlands and so on, prompted most of these security outfits being created right now. Do you see that as something that is divisive? If I have the right to protect myself, my locality, my village, or my state, is it a crime?
In Nigeria today, the government, to my knowledge, has not started giving weapons to people for self-protection.
Okay.
You see, rely on the state for protection. I think the state does not encourage self-help.
Why would
Because
at this level?
self-help-
But there are instances where people bring insecurity crisis into your neighborhood, into your village.
You see, self-help leads to anarchy, leads to breakdown of law and order. And that is why, if you listen to me, I've been talking about having a security architecture from the village level to the district level, to the local government level, to the state level, to the regional level, and to the federal government level. That is all I've been talking.
Yeah.
I've been talking about the
which is-
national security architecture.
Which is good.
Yes.
Which
That
is
I'm
good.
coming.
I'm giving you an
Yes.
instance.
Now, when you have headers, I'm coming. As a young officer, in 1987 in Jos, there were cases of mischief. Animals are let loose into farm and they destroy crops.
Yes.
They sit down and discuss. Weapons were not involved. But suddenly our society, there's a lot of mistrust. And there's a lot of poverty, unemployment. So every little thing can spark. And that is why I am giving a word of caution about operating regional security arrangement outside conventional security arrangement. I'm not saying it is bad. I am saying we practice it in FCT, and I was a coordinator.
You said something here.
Yes.
You said the state is not given or does not give arms for self-protection,
No.
but it's self-defense in the Nigerian Constitution or in the Police Act.
Yeah, when they talk of, when you are talking about self-defense, criminal liability, and all that, you and I are talking, and before I know it, you take a knife and stab me on the hand. If I see a wood and I'm trying to protect myself, and I pick that wood and I hit you very hard, that's self-protection.
In a situation whereby
But
it's not a
no,
knife,
I know,
and
but
perhaps
it is
you,
no longer,
you invade me with a gun,
Yeah, but
and I don't know how you are
I
not
know,
a police
but it is
security
not-
personnel,
I'm coming.
conventional security personnel. You invade me with a knife or with a gun, and I don't have a gun, and I want the state to protect me. Can't the state make it possible, since this thing has become incessant, for everybody to carry arms for self-defense?
I understand. These are things you can achieve by lobby. Until that is done, you can achieve it. But let me tell you one thing.
Do citizens need to lobby before they are protected?
The government, we're in a democracy. The people, government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So the people determine, the people and the government. Exactly. So the point I'm making is, so when you are talking of self-defense, but if somebody comes, takes cattle, God forbid, header, take cattle to your farm.
Well, we are out of time.
Okay.
I really enjoy your prowesses in explaining this security and patriotism, especially as regard the regional security outfits being promulgated all over the country, established all over the country, the regional geopolitical zones. In a legal way, saying AIG has is an expert in this, and I thank you very much for coming on Spectacle today.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you.
Thank you. I think this is where Spectacle will stop today on TV. And do well to follow us on our social media platforms. Drop your comments, and we're also open for advertisements to doing business with you, as we promises to take your wherever to beyond the reach of media for you. Thanks for watching, and I have been Daniel Atai. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai.